We are told the future of intelligence is digital, that it lives in code, in neural networks, and in the cloud. But the truth is much more fragile. The entire $15 trillion AI revolution actually runs through a gap of water just 6 miles wide. If this one gate closes, the chips stop moving, the data centers go dark, and the global economy doesn't just slow down. It resets to 1995. 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors pass through the Silicon Strait. But today, the world's superpowers are no longer just watching this water. They are preparing for it to disappear. And this is vector economics. Today, we visualize the most dangerous bottleneck on Earth. To understand why your future depends on this water, we first have to look at the Malacca Dilemma. The reason China is spending billions on a road that shouldn't exist. This is the Taiwan Strait, 100 miles of water that separates a small island from a rising superpower. While the strait is wide, the deep water navigation channels, the roads big ships must take, are much narrower. Nearly half of the world's entire container fleet and almost 90% of the largest ships pass through this single corridor. But it's not just goods. It's the hardware that runs the modern world. Taiwan produces 90% of the world's most advanced chips. If these waters become a no-go zone, the global supply of high-end computing power evaporates in a matter of days. This isn't just a shipping lane. It is a single point of failure for the 21st century digital economy. To understand the future of AI technology, we first have to look at a map of old-school energy. This is the Strait of Malacca. 80% of China's entire crude oil imports must pass through this narrow, 1.7-mile sliver of water every single day. It is the world's most precarious economic artery. If the strait closes, the engine of the world's factory simply stops running. The dilemma is that Beijing relies on this waterway, but they do not control it. It is dominated by nations aligned with Western interests. Without that steady flow of energy through Malacca, the power grids supporting the semiconductor foundries begin to fail. This vulnerability is unacceptable to a superpower. So, they have spent the last decade trying to engineer an impossible escape route. When a bottleneck becomes a threat, the solution isn't just to fight for it. It's to bypass it entirely. Enter the Polar Silk Road. Melting ice has opened a path that is 40% shorter than the traditional Suez Canal route. In late 2025, we saw the first 19-day transit from China to the UK, shaving weeks off the global supply chain. To the south, the $60 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor creates a massive land bridge from the Arabian Sea. This allows energy to flow directly into the Asian interior, bypassing the Malacca Strait and its Western-aligned naval presence. But these escape routes come with a price. They are turning the Arctic and Central Asia into new geopolitical frontlines. We are living in an era of unprecedented intelligence, built on an infrastructure of unprecedented fragility. The Silicon Strait reminds us that our digital dreams still rely on physical realities, on geography, and on 6 miles of water. The question isn't if the bottleneck will break, but if the world will be ready for what comes after. We track the systems that build our world. This is vector economics. If you want to understand the invisible forces of the 2026 economy, subscribe. Watch our deep dive into the AI energy crisis next.